Hello. Welcome back to the Zolteus Gaming Channel. I'm your host, Zolteus. Here with Encased. Now, if I'm feeling froggy, I'll show you some previous footage. But I've done this game before. Unfortunately, I only got a few episodes into it. There was very little interest until after I was done recording and moved on to another game. The intro that I made for the very first, which I will point out in the details of this video down below, is a very highly watched video. Apparently a lot of people want to understand classes, skills, anything that pertains to how to build a good character. Now, unfortunately, there really is no way to build a quote-unquote good character. However, I was never able to finish what they call the Silver Wing. And so, I am going to create another Silver Wing. Now, if you watched any of my previous series for Encased, he's going to be a bit different. I am going to look through the skills and attempt to build him with the ability to avoid as much combat as possible. Now, he will have the ability to engage in combat. However, I want to build the true Silverwing. Now, some people might push for Silverwing being the psionics, which means they have the ability to do a lot of damage with their mind. However, I view the Silverwings more as the true managers. They don't do the fighting, they direct the fighting. Now, there will be some situations where I probably will not be able to control the situation as a true manager would like to do. However, I am going to build it as such to where when I have to go into those situations, I either have specialists that can get me out of a situation, like say mines or unlocking things of that nature, or I am going to have some weapons specialists, because we're going to go for a very high charisma build, which means I should be able to have the max number of followers, which is normally 2, sometimes 3 if you're lucky. So now that I've gone over that, let's go ahead and build this character. I am going to minimize and maximize where I can. Unfortunately, there may be some things that upset some players because, especially for RPGs, it's rare that you don't actually get into battles. And since I'm going to be focusing so much away from that, you may see some stats that you don't agree with. However, just work with me. I'm gonna do what I can and see if I can't actually build this. And the goal, regardless of views for this series, is to actually finish it or come close. At least as close as the build will allow me. It may just be that I just don't have the ability to finish the game with the build I'm going to make, and that happens. And at a minimum, you guys will see the shortfalls or the failings of this type of build if you were to attempt something in the future. So, enough of that rambling. Let's go ahead, start this new game. We're gonna go with Journey, medium difficulty. We're not gonna do hard or challenging. I could do story just for the sake of the plot, but I do want some challenge. Maybe not a whole lot, but this is an experimental build for me, so I'm not going to go any harder than medium. If for some reason I struggle at the beginning, I may restart with a story, get to where I was with all of the same decision making, and go from there. But let's go ahead and start this game.
1971. We woke up in a different world. where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Megacorporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the Dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the Dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
Wow, intense. All right, so let's go ahead and I mean, do I just choose someone and then just edit? I kind of like that picture. Let's see here. Ooh, a true manager. I think this is the one I chose for my previous, so I think I'm going to stick with it. All right, let's edit this character. Alright, so Zolteus, he is Silverwing. Determine the first priority of 1,000. Find experts who can suss out, not the same as what you're thinking, the best solutions to every problem. Equip workers with the right tools and ship the necessary materials where they need to go. Every base build and every successful expedition is a testament to the hard work and deep wisdom of Silverwing managers. So, as you can see, they're the ones that control everything, right? So, we're going to make him a young manager. He's going to be male, body type. Let's just go with man. A head type. I like that head type. I'm not... Let's just... Alright, cool. Caucasian. Hair. Ooh. Here's where we can really customize. So... No. I was debating. I am a fan of that type of hair. Let's keep number 5 in mind. Ooh, I don't mind that either. No, we're not gonna go with that. Ooh. Nope, there it is. Alright, hair color. Yeah, let's go with brownish. Alright, features. Let's see. Do I go with the goatee? Ooh. I like it. Alright. Feature color. Yeah, let's just go with that's fine. Alright, so, this is what he looks like. Maybe not exactly like that, but he's looking good. Next, alright, so attribute distribution. So here's where we figure out attributes. If you watch my intro video from my previous series, you can skip past this, but basically this is just the physical and mental characteristics. You're gonna want to choose these based on the build you want. Doing a jack of all trades sounds great in your head. On paper, it looks really bad. So, like I said, we're going to go with the Diplomat. So, let me go through a few ideas, and then I'll show you where I end up. Alright, so now we're going to break this down. So, as you can see, a couple of very disturbing stats for some of you. Perception and Psyche. So, first we're going to look at perception. So, affects awareness, intuition, environmental sensibility. So, we're talking about initiative. One of the big ones that I'm hoping, because I also know the abilities and traits that you can take, or perks in a sense, that you can take later in the game. Hoping to mitigate that with some of that, but learnability. So the amount of experience I'm going to be getting to start will be a little bit low, but I'll level it out and increase it even further later in the game. Also affects my precision, evasion, and some of my weapon abilities, to include piloting skills. The other thing that I really am sad that I had to do, but I also know I can work around, is evaluating characteristics of people just by looking at them. Additionally, notice something hidden. It's unfortunate, but it's, it's a give and take. I could try to be jack of all trades and just have fives all the way down, but that's kind of boring. And so perception was the first thing that had to go. And as you can see on the right, learnability, initiative, precision are highlighted. Evasion, light, heavy, high-tech weapons at the bottom. And piloting. So my piloting is atrocious. So are my heavy weapons and high tech. Somehow my light weapons are doing well, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But the next thing that I had to reduce is Psyche. So Psi abilities and resistance towards psionic attacks. So that's another issue that I'll have to mitigate another way. Once again, the hope is that I don't have to rely on resistances towards things very often. So it also affects initiative, resilience, and learnability. And the only other unfortunate part is science skills. And we like science skills because there's a lot of good you can do with that. But those are the two that took the hit. Now, our obvious standout, charisma. Physical attractiveness, charm, and the ability to present yourself. So what we gain with that is inspiration, authority, and influence in medicine. So, as you can see, medicine is at 46, influence is at 50, which is a pretty decent start. For every point this goes down, which it started you at 5, you started at 40 influence and 41 medicine, whereas I'm now at 46 medicine and 50 influence, and 46 medicine will actually already start me with an ability, which is awesome. Same with light weapons, 39 starts me there. But the big ones are up here. So as you can see highlighted, inspiration and authority. Already starting at a 20 inspiration is going to do me a lot of good to, let's just call it what it is, influence people to do what I need them to do. And that's going to be the point of the Diplomat. The next two standouts, which really are the only other standouts, is deafness. So this is where I get my light weapons back. As you can see at the bottom, it's 39, and that's because I have an 8 in deafness. But it then mitigates contraptions. It gives me some criminal back because it gives me criminal because you combine these two for criminal. Which is why I went with deafness over perception, because criminal will allow us to take several skills that will benefit us and help us be a bit more independent from needing certain followers. But the other thing is specifically where I was right here, action points. So with deafness, it puts me at starting AP of 9, which is really good. And I have a maximum of 15. Now, I can only have one saved, so it would take me quite a while to get to 15 maximum AP. But 9 starting AP is actually really good. And with a light weapon, if you're just shooting normal, I believe, if I'm remembering correct, so I play a lot of these types of these games. Fallout 1 and 2, for instance, very similar. But if I remember correctly, with a light weapon, just a normal shot is 3, worst case scenario 4. But that's 3 potential shots in combat if I have to take them, or 2 if I go to 4, and then a saved AP, which would make sense for me. So that's kind of why I went with deafness over perception, plus movement speed, which, as you can see here, this does not affect movement speed. This does. This allows me to move faster and farther. So, deafness it is. Fortune. So, here's the other one, specifically, like I said, for criminal skills. However, it affects my action points as well, which allows me to get up to that 9. It also affects critical hit chance. So we're going to go down. Where's my critical hit? Here it is. Critical hit chance is straight fortune times 2. So that gives me a 16. I may, in combat, have to rely on things like that. And unfortunately, if my character dies in combat, I may just have to rely on what they call the favor of famously fickle Lady Luck to win some of these battles, if I have to get into them. But that's one of the other reasons. Plus, it offsets some of my piloting skill. So now, instead of being absolutely horrible, so if this were a 1, I would have a 2 piloting skill. Because I have 8, I start with 9. I want to get my piloting skill up a little bit so I can at least drive something. But that's one of the reasons. Brains, I put up 1. Action points, action point maximum, not so much worried about that, but skill points per level, medicine, tech, and science skills. So boosted that a teeny bit. I'm not so much worried about high-tech weapons. I may invest in that end game, but right now I'm not so much worried about weaponry. Same with muscle. The reason I chose that is because I wanted more hit points. I wanted more endurance and tech skills. I wanted tech skills to go up. And then I didn't touch guts. Constitution and overall health would have been great. Same with regeneration, encumbrance, defense class. All of those things, maybe even survival could have tipped that balance, but 1 skill, which would have been survival, over all of the other ones, which I'm hoping I don't need to worry about, made this an easy stay in the middle. Now, for those situations where I do have to be in combat, yes, I'm gonna have guts over perception. It just makes more sense. So, quick rundown of the attributes. Take this for what it is. Maybe use some of my, let's call it rationale for how I chose to shape any of the classes or character archetypes you would like to put together in mind. Now we're going to go to abilities. Alright, so in Encased, characters have a variety of skills that reflect their prowess in specific areas. We recommend choosing 2 applied and 1 combat, but you may select 3 skills as your tag skills. This will add an additional 30 points to each tag skill. To tag skill, click on the star icon to the left of its name. So, I'm going to look through these. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what I want to do, but let me take a look and well, I'll go over it when I've made a decision. All right, so we made the decision. I'm not going to tag light weapons. Unfortunately, that does put me down quite a bit. So this was tagged previously, as so was medicine. It gives you plus 30. So unfortunately, we are putting these to the bare bones on purpose, because we want these 3 tagged. So for criminal, the reason we want this tagged is automatically gives me the pickpocketing ability, movement speed, and cheating to gain an advantage in gambling. So, you know, maybe make some money that way. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the tech for lockpicking. We will. after the first level. Like, once I gain 1 level, the first points I'm putting are into tech. But our goal is to get up to this level where we can get a learnability and stealth, because we are definitely going to need to be stealthy to avoid combat. And the scratch my back, which is your bribes become 2 times more effective. And then in the case we do get into combat, using smokescreen to go into stealth in combat. And then only coming out if absolutely necessary. Over here on 60, unfortunately, blindside doesn't do much for us. 15 precision is great if I need to rely on critical hits. But innocent looks, so when I cause a crime, the factional reputation is lessened, and that's nice. And then same thing, target gains 15% damage and minus 25 precision to enemies, just in case once again we get into that combat. The reason we take influence should be blatantly obvious. Barter, better trade. Charm, we can use the ability of charm to get people to do what we want. We can use intimidation because we have that 6 stat in strength to utilize intimidation to get what we want. And we have conviction, formal logic, rhetoric, and common sense to get people to do what we want. As far as influence, I think our big goal is 120. I'm not so much worried about this because obviously psyche, but almost everything in here can do something for us. Increased attack stats for companions. Increased movement speed for companions. I mean, plus 10 to psionics, but big whoop. Saved AP plus 3 and max AP plus 3 for companions. So again, us avoiding combat if we can. Same with this, 6 muscle, we increase our companion's resilience. We get plus 2 charisma while tipsy, which, I mean, that may be something to incorporate in the build. Movement speed with no companions. So in those, especially the beginning cases, or cases where for some reason we just don't have a companion with us at that time, we have a better run to either get away from situations or for faster stealth. And then plus 15 straight to criminal. Talk away out of every situation, which, like I said, we're looking to get to 90 for criminal. Best case. So that'll help quite a bit. And obviously I'm gonna be looking to get to influence 90 before criminal 90, so maybe I don't have to put as many points. Plus 2 AP for companions in the first round, obviously. Reputation with companions plus 25. So yes, we definitely want our companions to do our bidding, as a good manager should. Now, if we get the As a Bag of Hammers perk, we could have plus 15 inspiration, which is probably a good idea. More inspiration is just better. And then all types of companion resistance plus 15, but their precision minus 20. They're too valuable to take chances, which means they're going to be better defensively. They may just have to take a few more shots. But still a good thing. So, and then we go to science. We have a couple of options with science, and I'll go over them, but minimum, we want 90 in science. So we want to be able to have the ability to say, hey, don't touch me, and that's pretty much what we want. Better personal reputation. We're never going to have improved scanning, unfortunately. But target within 2 meters is guaranteed to get minus 25 to all resistances for 1 round, and that's an active ability. So when they get close, I can be like, ooh, yeah, you take more damage from my companions, and that's what I want. High-tech modification. I can improve high-tech weapons, safe for my companions if I want to. We're not going to worry about applied physics, but plus 10 learnability, smarty pants. So we're offsetting most of it at that point. And then plus the high-tech weapons, not so much concerned with that. We start with plus 3 perception to calculating enemy stats. Heavy weapons probably not going to be a thing for us, so we're not going to worry about that. But we get hacking, and that's one of the big things about having that first to start is protected terminals. We also have bonus to biochemical damage, and I'll see if I can't make that work. Now, 90's minimum. However, 150 would probably help, but it would be at the cost of something else, most likely being able to pilot everything, because we wouldn't mind getting piloting to 60 to pilot whatever we want. But that's something we'll determine as we go along in the game. But if we were, as we would probably get as a bag of hammers, we could use this to have 100% versus fortitude. 3 turns. After 3 turns, the target takes 1,000 pure damage. Affects robots, turrets, and servo shells. So if I ever have to deal with electronics, boom, done. Not so much worried about psionic damage, but we get that heat and cryogenic damage plus %. So if we do end up going the energy weapons, which is a possibility, we would have that. And then, even more towards the energy pistol ability. Doesn't deal damage, but it has a chance for that malfunction. But the big one is Eureka. It came to you in a flash, you instantly gain an extra level. So that's a lot of skill points to get to that extra level. Whereas piloting 60, we can heavy duty drive. And we have all of these targeting systems that we can utilize, because we would have a 50 tech most likely. But we would also have the ability to drive the car and the heavy duty. So that would put us basically piloting what would be mostly available. So that's kind of the breakdown of the reason why I chose these 3. I am going to invest in medicine because there are some decent, like, nuclides elimination, get rid of that radiation. Same with restoring health. Yeah, we get fatigue, but we can sleep off fatigue. So those are the kind of situations. As you can see, my best ability is hand to hand. I may stick with high-tech weapons just because it's something that I would get a benefit from in science. We'll see. But that's the abilities. Next, we get a trait. This one is a no-brainer, and it's already selected because, obviously, bossy. So, since childhood, you've changed one leadership position for another, having learned well to seek sympathy, respect, and most importantly, obedience from people. However, you are used to the fact that others do all the work for you, and thus you got a bit lazy. So -5 to precision and -25 encumbrance, which means I carry less, but I get +2 charisma, physical attractiveness, charm, ability to present yourself. Remember, we talked about this. So this one is definitely the no-brainer. We are going with bossy. So your character's almost complete. Double check. So a 13 charisma, 76 influence, which is insane. I don't care about psionics. Decent criminal, science, and influence. Really good influence, actually. As you can see, we get all of these starting abilities. Even that one as well. Everything else is kind of eh. The big takeaway here is I get 18 skill points per level. That's a pretty dang decent amount of skill points. I could have made it 20 if I wanted to, but why bother? The bonus to having a 13 charisma more than makes up for not having a higher brains. So pretty much everything else is as stated. Defense, class, fortitude, everything else. So this all looks good. I think we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and start this game. Alright, so I am going through the tutorial just to show you how this build would work, especially in the combat phase, because you are going to see just how minned he is in combat as opposed to Max and getting people to do what he wants. Now, we could probably avoid combat. I'm pretty sure there is an ability to skip it, and I may take that route. We'll see. But I'm going to gloss over a lot of the running around and talking to people. What I am going to go over in this in the tutorial is specifically what I can do with each individual section. There are 5 of them, so quick hits on those, and then that'll be it for the introduction. Hopefully you get something out of the character building. We've kind of went over some of the skills. Obviously, I'm not going to go over all of them. That's a video in and of itself. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun build to run, and we will see how it goes. But in the meantime, enjoy parts of the intro, or re-remember the intro if you haven't done the tutorial, and we'll go from there. All right, we're here in combat. So turn-based, obviously, as you can see, I've got one guy that I'm attacking. So what I want to do is get into some form of cover, but I'm not. Let's see. It is a three action, as you can see down here at the bottom, to shoot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2, and then I am going to. Oh, he's out of the fire line. Of course he is. Let's see if he is now. There we go. Bam. Got him. Somehow. 34%, 0%, so I'm not going to worry about that. I've got 4. Messed. Hey. Shut up over there. Wow. Wow. That hurts. That hurts. Alright, so now, I'm just going to skip turn. Miss me? Oh, critical damage. Even though I'm not taking any because this is just practice. Surrounded by interactive objects. So here's the other thing. Traps, pools of toxic goo flame, so on and so forth. So if somehow I can manage to hit this, it will affect him. Same with this guy. So now what I'm going to do is attempt to fire on this. So let's go ahead and see, 32%, and that's the unfortunate part. I have the same amount to hit him, but I'm gonna keep trying because I have a 34% chance to hit. Oh, there we go. Bam. All right, so now I am going to let's go here, and we're gonna skip because he's gonna go there now. Let's see if I can't hit this and see if it'll actually do damage. If not, wow, 34% still. Bam, there we go. Got it. So, it's not impossible. You have a chance with this build. It's just going to be very rare. All right, well, we are ready to go. However, we did gain a level, so I kind of wanted to show you where I was going. So one of the first things I want to do is get tech up to 15, because that then allows me to have that lock-picking ability. So now I can actually utilize that. The next big thing, though, is going to be science. Now, unfortunately, I had to put 3 points into this, which means I'm not going to get this where I want it. But the next step is to get to 60. Get that learnability and better high-tech weapons. So literally every single point. I need 3 more, so I'm close. But that's exactly how that's going to go. We're good there. Let's see. Yep. Obviously, we don't have perks yet that we can choose, but that's fine. Stats, no stats to choose from yet. However, we're already almost level 3 just from doing a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I do have some fatigue, but not a whole lot. So not too bad there. But that's pretty much it. So this is my loadout. I got a bunch of different stuff here. Even a pile of crystals for some reason. But we've got some survivability. We're very close to having a slightly better ability to utilize high-tech weapons. We've even got a relic that gives us some extra encumbrance, which is nice. But yeah, that is definitely going to do it. And you know what? I'm actually going to try to lockpick this now, since I have the ability to lockpick. Shabam! Got it. And there was nothing in it. Of course. I'm special that way. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Like and subscribe for more content. And as always, I will see you in the next video.